Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I hope everyone's having a fantastic, super Saturday. It is rainy in the ATL, and hence my fabulous hat on this rainy Saturday. And I am just checking in today, guys. I posted this post inside of Abundant Life Nation. We have a Facebook group for Abundant Life Nation, our new movement. Hello, sweetheart. I know I haven't been live this week. I've been busy, and then not as much last week either. It's been rough, guys. When I'm producing a lot of content, writing books, writing workbooks. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth, Smart Cookie. Hi, baby. Yeah, it's really hard to come live when I'm at home in a ponytail, in yoga pants, writing books and creating workbooks and creating courses. Is really hard to stay consistent coming live when I'm in that mode. So I'm coming on today, and today's topic, I made a post over in Abundant Life Nation, and it was about when you ask the universe to go to the next level, be prepared for God to remove anybody that's blocking it, anybody that's preventing it. God's going to start removing people and things that are blocking the next level you've asked for. And this got me to thinking, guys, like, Tiara J, nope, I do not do one-on-one counseling or coaching, babe. I used to for years and years. I do courses, and that's the way that I help you guys now, is with courses. So I do not do one-on-one. FYI, when I stopped doing one-on-one, that was the last client I had one-on-one was at $25,000. Guys, that's the level I got to with one-on-one coaching. And so when you ask me for one-on-one, remember that the courses that we're offering you guys is the content that we've learned works so well for people to get results, but we're now packaging that into courses. Okay, so just FYI. When you're working with a master coach, it costs a lot of money. Okay, so courses. Anyway, back to my subject. So I made this post in Abundant Life Nation, and I was just saying that in my journey, okay, I'm going to make this about me, guys. Okay, so if you see yourself in any of this and you observe this in your own life and it resonates, great. But I'm going to talk about me for a second. One of the biggest things, hardest things for me to accept about success has been losing people. I'm going to keep it real today. Okay. It has literally been one of the hardest aspects of success. It's not the hard work. It's not the consistency. It is not the late nights. It's not the sleepless nights. Even the work I've done on myself, right? And I tell you guys, working on myself, going through and confronting all my own stuff has been a lot of hard work. But one of the most heartbreaking side effects of success, one of the most heartbreaking side effects of going to the next level, and going to the next level again, and pushing through to your next level and pushing through to your next level, is that your heart is attached to all these people that you love. Your heart is attached to the friends, the family, the friends who are like family. And what you don't know and what nobody tells you, right, is that in this journey where you're constantly working on you, right? If you're constantly working on you, everybody can't go. Everybody doesn't want to go. Everybody literally cannot go. People who are not working on themselves, right? Queen E says, what if you feel yourself completely alone? It's very normal, Queen E, if you're somebody who's constantly doing the work, if you're constantly working on yourself professionally, personally, it's very lonely. It's very hard. It's very isolating, because most people are not going to do what it takes. Most people are too comfortable in their own mess. Can I tell you something? People are right where they want to be. They may not like that. They may not own that. But guess what? When God keeps bringing your attention to your issues, and God keeps showing you your triggers and showing you your fears and showing you the trauma and showing you the pain and showing you your insecurities and showing you all the junk, all the mess that's holding you back from your next level, and you choose not to work on it, you choose not to improve, you choose not to deal with it, focus on it. God, oh my God, I'm so afraid of this, and that's related to this, and that also plays a part over here in this. And guess what, guys? It's all connected. Personal, professional, money, love, relationships, self-esteem, family. It's all connected. So guess what? As God's showing it to you, if you don't do the work, thank you, Smart Cookie, for buying a badge. You're so sweet, sweetheart. So people who refuse, people who are so disobedient to the Spirit, Holy Spirit, people who are resisting change, resisting adjusting, resisting healing, resisting a new mindset, resisting renewal, resisting correction. Guess what has to happen in order for you to change? Correction. And correction doesn't feel good. Being told you're wrong doesn't feel good. Right? Being told, that's right, Drea Blooms, you're too comfortable in your own mess. And guess what? So now, if you got people around you and they're changing and they're growing and they're shifting and they're doing all this stuff that you've always talked about, but now it's like a mirror. And if you're the person doing the work and you're the person focused on facing your fears and your issues and pushing through and pushing through and pushing through, it makes people uncomfortable. Can they identify that they're uncomfortable? No. How does it show up? How does it show up? It shows up as conflict. It shows up as disagreements. It shows up as pettiness. It shows up as jealousy. It shows up as envy. It shows up in judgment. It's a lot easier to judge people for who you want them to be or want to think they are than owning that you're not doing your part in your own life. It's easier to try to critique people and break them down and try to figure out and try to find, nitpick things that are wrong about them, even though their life is taking off, even though they're doing everything that God's calling them to do, even though they're right in position, even though they're elevating and escalating and falling in love and making more money and growing businesses, and their families are prospering and their relationships are prospering and everything around them and everything they touch is prospering. But it's easier to try to critique them because of your own insecurities, you're so uncomfortable. You don't want to change. Back to my own personal journey. Guess what? It's people you love. It's not strangers. It's people you love. And you've asked God and you've been so serious about doing the hard things and going to your next level, my next level, my next level. And then you look up and you're now where you used to pray. You're now where you used to wish for. Your prayers are being answered. The life you're living right now is what you used to pray for. And you look up and the people that you want or expect to be happy for you are still stuck in their messes, still stuck in their ways, still stuck in their old habits from 10 years ago, still stuck in mindset, still stuck in toxic lifestyle. And then, how can two walk if they don't agree? How can we keep going and moving forward together if we're going in different directions? See, I've had to own who I am, and this message is not for everybody. If you are not a goal getter, if you are not somebody who's doing the hard things, if you're not somebody answering a higher calling on your life, if you're not somebody who's constantly taking inventory of self and doing what it takes to get out of your own way so that God has the glory and can elevate and go to your next level in your life, if that's not you, this message isn't for you. It's not for you. But if it's you and you're like me, guess what? We are constantly changing. This is why it's hard to hold on to friendships. This is why it's hard to hold on for long term with people who aren't changing. Why? Why is it hard? Because as you're over here doing everything it takes to do the work, they're not. And you thought that you could take them with you. You thought it was ride or die. You thought, and you look up and you've elevated. And let me be real transparent with you for a minute. I've had people walk away from me. It's not always me doing the walking away. People will leave you and walk away from you when you make them so uncomfortable. They start feeling competitive. They start feeling inadequate. They start feeling triggered. I've had people I love dearly, women who I thought we were like sisters, come up with some petty, superficial ridiculousness, crazy, silly stuff as the reason they're walking away from me. Excuse me? What? And my heart is broken. My heart is shattered. Like, what? You mean over? No. See, that's just the story they're going to tell. That's just the story as they want to narrate it, as they want it to be, right? Because they don't want to deal with the root issues of what's really going on inside of them, causing them to walk away. And it's been there for a long time. There's been a lot of stuff going on that you weren't aware of. And now it's something trivial that they've got to use as an excuse to walk away from you. It's not the real story. And some of you have got to accept that the reason that these relationships have ended is because you've asked for your next level. And you've got to allow there to be closure. You've got to allow God to close the door. You've got to allow God to say, listen, these people can't go. These people are preventing. So when you're praying for your next level, you have to be willing to let some people go. Why? Because you associating with these people affects your spirit, affects your mindset, affects your choices. You love them dearly. But does that mean they're going where you want to go? Does that mean they influence you the way you need to be influenced for what you've asked God for? See, God sees the bigger picture. He understands the conversations you need to be having. He understands the influences you need in your life. He understands the choices you're going to have to make, not right this second. Not right now. There's destiny choices. There's decisions you're going to have to make in 30 days, 90 days, 365 days from now that you cannot be influenced by these people who are thinking small, playing small, still playing around, still shucking and jiving, are not serious about where they really want to go. It's just talk. It's just talk, right? And so God sees the bigger picture. He understands the conversations that you haven't been privy to. And so when you've asked God for your next level, when you're saying you're opening yourself up to the universe and saying, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Everybody can't go. And people who are not on your path, people who are not in your heart posture, people who are not spiritually postured, people who are not called to where you're going, they won't be able to understand that. They're going to judge you for letting people go. Because there's been people who have let me go, and then there's people I've had to let go. And do you know what I've learned God does in my life, guys? It won't even be my choice. God orchestrates situations in such a way that I'm sitting there just like as a bystander. And I'm just sitting there watching it unfold as their behavior and situations and the choices they make all of a sudden reveal and expose them for who they are and where they're really at. And you're just sitting there as a bystander, sitting there watching it happen, watching them walk. Literally, they take the choice out of your hands. Yeah, it's your choice to finally say, I just can't do this anymore. But they took that choice out of your hands the second they start tripping. The second they are all over the place acting crazy. They took that choice out of your hands. And then you're sitting there and you're hurting. Why? Because just because they acting a monkey don't mean you don't love them. Oh, I need someone to hear me. Just because they acting a fool don't mean you don't love them. Just because they've turned on you doesn't mean you don't love them. Just because they're stuck in their toxic ways and they're stuck in all the old mess, and just because they're lost, and just because your heart the whole time was trying to bring them along, pull them along. You wanted them with you so bad. You would share every book, every lesson, every going through. I would share literally every transition of my life, every breakthrough, every knowledge, everything that I would be going through in order to get the breakthrough and get the revelation and go to the next level. I'm sharing the whole way through. Like, do this too. You need to do this too. Make sure you're doing this. Oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working on. This is how I'm doing it. This is why I'm starting this business. This is me meditating. This is me crying out and falling out before God. This is me pouring out my life. This is me pouring out my soul to God. This is me crying on my meditation pillow. Forget about sitting on the meditation pillow. This is me on the floor bawling my eyes out as God shifts and postures and shifts and changes the inside of you. But instead of doing the work, instead of being encouraged, instead of saying, I need to do this too, they're just like watching, just watching. And they watch and they watch. But then in the next season, oh, Holy Ghost, in the next season, when God has elevated you and you've gone to the next level, and all of a sudden you're going out of the country 8 times in 1 year. You're getting more passports and stamps in your passport in 1 year than most people get in a decade. All of a sudden, your money is flourishing. All of a sudden, you got a ring on your finger. All of a sudden, your businesses are taking off. All of a sudden, your health is just incredible. You look amazing. All of a sudden, your gifts are making room for you. Doors are opening. All of a sudden. And they're still watching. But now, in the next season, they're feeling some type of way. And can I tell you something? It's not as deep as you try to make it. They're not as deep as you try to make it. Can I tell you this? People are superficial. I had people stop being my friend because I got married. And it wasn't because I did anything to say I don't want to be your friend, or you can't be my friend because I'm married and you're still single right now. They start to out themselves. They can't handle it. Oh, I thought because you're married now that, you just didn't want to be as close, or you just... Did I say that? Did I act like that? Did I ever cut you off? Did I ever stop calling? Did I ever? That's inside of them. See, you think it takes big stuff. You lose 10 pounds and all of a sudden your friend acting funny because you look good. You get some Botox and all of a sudden you looking a little younger and they acting funny. Your money, you get promoted, prosperity, next level, and you just taking a couple trips and now they real quiet. You go buy that house you've been working so hard for. And literally, they feel some type of way. I'm telling you what I know. You get a little popular on social media. Oh, she's changed. I ain't changed. You've been right here the whole time watching my evolution. And I've been right here pulling you along with me, sharing the journey with you and thinking we were doing this together. Thinking you were coming right along with me. Valerie says, you got long hair, you got short hair, you lost some weight, you got a new boo, you got some more money. Listen, guys, what I have learned is that the pettiness and superficial, people will walk away from you over nothing. Nothing. People that you thought loved you, people that you thought were ride or die. And you know what I've learned to do? Let them walk. Let them walk. Let them walk. You can't make them comfortable. You can't appease them. You can't make them want to change. You can't make them want it for themselves. You can't. All you can do is be an example. And anybody who wants it is going to grab hold of it. And anybody who doesn't, and I've come to the place, guys, I'm telling you my truth. Remember, I told you from the beginning of the year, I'm just telling you about me. Me. So nobody can say I'm talking about anybody else. I'm talking about me, right? One of the things that I have come to the realization is that, first of all, it's not easy to be my friend. And it's not that I'm difficult. It's not that I'm not fun-loving and easygoing. It's not that I'm not loyal. When I love you guys, listen, I don't know if you guys have caught on, but when I love hard, right? When I love so hard, guys. And guess what? When I love you, there's not nothing I wouldn't do for you. I'm that ride or die friend. I'm that friend. If the phone call come at 3:00 in the morning, I'm jumping out the bed before you can even, at 3 in the morning, something's wrong. I'm jumping out the bed ready to put my clothes on before you've even told me what's going on. I'm that friend, right? I'm the friend that sticks closer than family. So it's not that I'm not a good friend. I'm a great friend. Can I tell you what makes it hard to be my friend? Can I tell you what makes it hard? When you realize that most friendships are based on who you are. I need you to follow me and follow this logic for a second. Most friendships are based on who you are. Who you are when they meet you, who you consistently be, right? How you consistently show up, what you do for a living, where you live, your money, your house, your husband, your kids. It's compatibility based on where you're at. Now follow me. The reason I'm hard to be friends with is because I'm always evolving. I'm always growing. You look for me where I used to be. If you met me in one season, and I might have been going through, and I might have been struggling, but then you look for me there where I used to be, or maybe you were used to being the friend that was doing better. Maybe you were used to struggle Rebecca, not prospering Rebecca. And so what I have found, what's difficult is if you are not someone who's always progressing too, if you're not someone who's ambitious, if you're not someone who's driven, if you're not someone who's always working on your next level, working on your best body, working on your next level of money, writing a book, whatever it is, whatever your goals are, whatever it doesn't have to be anything like me. But if you're not always growing, then you're going to get to a place where you're not going to be comfortable with me, because you want me to be the old Rebecca that you met a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. And that's not where I'm at anymore. So if you're not someone who's also evolving, they struggle. And guess what? It's not me that struggles. I'll love you right where you're at. It's how they start acting when they're uncomfortable. It's how they get triggered by you not being where you used to be. Because at the end of the day, what really happens is if someone's known you in a previous season when things weren't so good for you, and all of a sudden you've done all this work and you are prospering, well, it's like a mirror. And it's saying, well, if she can do it, I can do it. But now there's no excuses. You can't sit back and say, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that and I don't have the resources. I don't have the opportunities. Nothing was handed to me. Right? So now it's about laziness, procrastination, and excuses. And that's an internal thing that is often subconscious, you guys. They don't even realize why they feel the way they feel about you. Deep down on the inside. And see, what God does is give us protection. He knows how they really feel. He knows what they're saying to other people about you. Everybody don't have your heart. Everybody doesn't. Listen, I want everyone to win. There's enough for all of us. We all can win. I want you to win. I want to be surrounded by people who are doing well, living abundantly. But what I've come to learn about people in general is that people in general don't want to do the work. People want a good life. Everybody wants a good life, guys. Everybody wants to live well. Everyone wants to live abundantly. But not everybody's willing to do the work. Everyone's not willing to put in the sacrifices. Everyone's not willing to do the soul searching. Everyone's not willing to sacrifice, compromise. Everyone's not willing to dig deep. Confront your fears. Everybody's not willing to do it. And so people talk about it. People dream about it. They want it. But they don't want it enough to do it. And if you're somebody who's doing it, and see, a lot of the time, guys, you are literally underestimating and you're too humble about who you are. See, because you think it's not a big deal that you're in therapy. You think it's not a big deal that you're taking the work masterclass with the Popes. You think it's not a big deal that you're getting coaching. You think it's not a big deal that you read these books. You think it's not a big deal that you're taking your real estate study course so you can become a real estate agent. You don't think it's a big deal that you're starting your little business. You don't think it's a big deal. But it's a big deal when you are actually putting your faith to work and you are putting action behind what you really want to do. This sets you apart from about 97% of the population. 97% of the population. 97% of people are going to sit back, wish, dream, talk, but not do it. Miss Greta King says, I had friends tripping when I decided to downsize to a studio at my age. I'm getting my financial house in order. And Greta, it ain't nobody's business. Because, baby, when the come up is real and all of a sudden you sitting on more savings so that you can live out, so your later years are your greater years, and you're doing everything that you wanted to do and dreamed of because you were willing to make some sacrifices and it didn't matter what anybody else thought about it. You're following the Holy Spirit guiding you to do what you need to do. See, and it's okay in that season when they're looking at you because you going through, you done downsized, or you got a car repossessed because you started your business, or you're going through trying to get everything off the ground and you can't go travel the way they are because they have their 9-to-5 jobs and you can have a house. But all of a sudden, when all that hard work starts to turn around, when all that sacrifice, all those seeds that you've sown begin to bear fruit in your life, all of a sudden, they feel some type of way. Guys, I'm just telling you what I know. I've lost or had to let go of people that I love dearly. Still love them. Right now. Still love them. That has never changed. Love them to pieces. But God, right? He brought the separation. And when it comes, the message in this message, guys, is don't resist. Your next level depends on it. You can't take them with you. You still love them. I still love every single sister I've had that were friends over the years that walked away from me. I still love them to pieces. I could see them today after years and it would be nothing but love from me, from my side of things, right? Nothing but love. Because I loved you then. I love you now. I want the best for you then. I want the best for you now. Nothing but love. But you have to be able to honestly look at yourself and understand you're not average. You're not like everybody else. You can't hang out with just anybody. You can't be surrounded by just anybody. I'm sorry, you can't. And God will show you very quickly how much you do not fit in. He will show it to you. And many of you are seeing it right now. God wouldn't even have me doing this message right now if it wasn't for you, if you didn't see what's going on and you're hurting over having to let go of people, or the fact that you're trying to hold on, but God's making it practically impossible for you to hold on. It's because He's shown you this ain't it. To be nourished, lonely as heck, right? Smart Cookie, I just don't mess with you like that anymore. And guys, ladies, let me talk to the ladies for a second. Thank you for buying badges, guys. Let me talk to the ladies for a second. I love Bob Marley 40. Would you renew the friendships again, the ones that walked away? No, only if they leveled up. Only if they were ready to be able to be around me and not be competitive, not be, crazy, not be triggered, there's no way. They would have to go through their evolution in order to be able to be my friend. Because like I say, it's not that we choose to trigger them, guys. It's not that we want to lose them. It's that they can't handle it. I am a living, walking, talking testimony of abundant life. I'm a living, walking, talking testimony of what God can do in your life if you give yourself over. And you are literally, my whole life has transformed. My entire life does not look like what it used to look like. There are people who came in on a certain chapter or season of your life, guys. And since then, God has taken a hold, honey. And when I say my life is just, listen, it's a whirlwind. It doesn't always look that way to me because I've put my head down and I've done the work and I'm doing the work and I'm doing the work. And I often don't realize. Today I was sitting getting my nails done. And in my spirit, I said to myself, I'm proud of me. Daggone. I am proud of me. Sometimes you gotta sit back and you've got to give yourself credit for what you have come through. Not just what you have survived, what you have thrived through. When you're on the other side and you're looking back, oh my God, like, wow, I am proud of me. Woo! God has done a work in me and I have done a lot of work. Right? Guys, listen, everybody's not on that path. Everyone can't handle it. Right? Everyone can't handle it. People still want you to be back where you used to be, and you're not there no more. And guess what? If you're still doing what you used to do 10 years ago, I ain't gonna be able to hang out too strong with you. I'm not there no more. Let me talk to the single ladies for a second. Can I tell you, when you get married, how much your life is going to change? Your life is going to change. Smart Cookie says, I already lost 8 pounds on her bait weight challenge. Girl, the bait weight challenge ain't even started. You already lost 8 pounds. I love it, sweetie. I love it, love it, love it. Right? I love it. It's about to start officially. So, but guys, when you get married and you make your husband, your spouse, this is for the fellas too. When you get married, you make your spouse your top priority. That's how marriage works. Your spouse becomes your best friend. So guess what? Priorities shift. Do you ignore friends? No. But do you have as much time for them? No. When you are married, you have children, your life is going to shift. It's going to shift. Definitely. And as you get older, you ain't trying to go to no clubs. You ain't trying to be drinking. You ain't trying to hang out. For anybody who did all that in your youth, if you did that in your 20s and 30s, guys, you're over it. The only people you see out here trying to party in their 40s and 50s, guys, are people who did not party in their 20s and 30s. Real talk. They're trying to make up for some lost time. But if you had fun while you were young, by the time you're in your 40s, honey, all you want to do is chill, stack your paper, secure the bag, go on some trips with your boo, invest in some property, build some businesses. I'm just talking real talk. And if your friends are still in that mode, if your friends still trying to hook up, y'all know what I mean. Your friends still having some one night stands. They still got cut buddies. They still got a maintenance man. If your friends, guess what? You ain't gonna be hanging too tight. Because you're going to be looking at her like, boo, I'm going to need you to come on now. We can't be doing at 42 and 45 what we were doing when we were 22. Something's got to change. Something's got to give. Real talk. And especially if they're giving lip service to wanting change, wanting some things to change, wanting some things to be different. They're wanting prosperity. They're wanting their money. They're wanting true love. Even if it ain't marriage, just true love. Well, you can't get new stuff with old ways. Your old ways aren't going to open new doors. Not going to happen. So guess what? How do you forgive people when they've hurt you so bad? Take the Work Masterclass so we can teach you how to forgive. It's a process, sweetie. It's not like a one simple answer I can give you. And so if you're somebody who's growing, and you're somebody who's stretching, and you're somebody whose life is evolving, Carrie Pope, I'm hungry. Okay, baby, I'm coming. I'm getting off here. But literally, guys, literally, when you are praying, and back to the beginning of the video, like I said, this has been the part of my journey that I definitely wasn't ready for, and it's been the most painful part of the journey, is letting people go. Recognizing when the season is over, or accepting it when God shows it to you. It's hard, guys. It's so hard because you still love them. But it's also okay to love them from over here while they're over there. It's okay. You have to just let it be what it is. It just is what it is. So I just felt like coming on and saying that today. I'm in the middle of an elevation. The Popes are in the middle of a next level breakthrough. There's some things coming. I feel it. We are in the middle of a transition. We're in the middle of a transition, guys. And in this season of our lives, it's like old things are falling away. God is closing doors and bringing closure to things. Old seasons, old relationships that have already served their purpose. We're moving on. We got to move on. God's got greater. We're about to do the Abundant Life conferences. It's coming, guys. Abundant Life Nation is launching. Right? I'm serious. We're going to take things to the next level. Yes, Greta, I'm going to put it on YouTube. Anyway, guys, I got to go. Mr. Pope is hungry. All right. I love you guys. Blessings in abundance. The Work Masterclass started this past week. If you want to get in there, we're going to close the page down this weekend, guys. And if there's one or two of you who want to get in there and just get caught up, we're only one weekend. The next class is on Tuesday. You can take the Work Masterclass. The link will be above this video. Make sure you get in there. If you need forgiveness, if you know you need to work on forgiveness, you need to work on healing, make sure you're in the Work Masterclass. Okay, we'll let a few more people in before we close the page down tomorrow. All right. Blessings in abundance. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.